Welcome to Googlets, your go-to channel for fascinating facts and curious stories. Googlet number 1, rolling shutter effect. Our first story takes us back to the early 20th century, where photographers faced a quirky challenge. Back then, cameras had very slow shutters, so capturing fast-moving objects wasn't easy. When a photographer snapped a picture, the image was captured from bottom to top, which meant things like cars came out looking distorted and stretched. Imagine trying to take a selfie, but your phone takes a full second to capture the top of your head. Talk about a bad hair day. This slow shutter speed created what's now known as the rolling shutter effect. The wheels looked especially weird, like they were made out of stretchy rubber. Over time, this mistake became a popular symbol of speed and motion. And here's the fun part. That effect is still used today by photographers and even musicians to add a cool twist to videos. Googlet number 2. The London beer flood of 1814. Next up is the infamous London beer flood of 1814. Picture it. A massive vat in a brewery, holding over 500,000 liters of beer, suddenly explodes. Within moments, a wall of beer is rushing through the streets at 4 meters high, wiping out everything in its path. I know what you're thinking. Free beer. But trust me, this was less Oktoberfest and more disaster movie. This tidal wave of beer was so powerful, it demolished buildings and tragically claimed 8 lives, including 4 children. After the disaster, the streets reeked of stale beer for weeks. And to add a strange twist, the brewery claimed it was an act of God, not poor planning. Googlet number 3, airplane emergency landing. In 2013, an American Airlines flight made an emergency landing, but not for the usual reasons. Passengers didn't hear the pilot's calm voice saying, "We have a slight mechanical issue." Instead, they got a free concert, and it was anything but soothing. I mean, everyone loves Whitney Houston, but this concert wasn't exactly Grammy material. One passenger on the flight decided to serenade the cabin with "I Will Always Love You" on repeat. And I mean nonstop. She just kept singing, loudly and off-key. After hours of this, the flight crew had enough. They made an emergency landing just to get her off the plane. Yes, they had her escorted out in handcuffs. The passengers were, let's say, relieved to have a break from her concert. I bet that flight crew was saying goodbye, and it's bittersweet, but mostly sweet. The passenger didn't get to finish her journey, but she did leave an unforgettable impression on everyone aboard. Moral of the story? Sometimes, karaoke is best kept on the ground. Googlet number 4, chainsaw for childbirth. Ready for a twist? The first chainsaw wasn't invented for cutting trees, it was for childbirth. Back in the 1830s, doctors developed a small, hand-cranked chainsaw to widen the birth canal by cutting through bone. Yikes, who knew the first chainsaw horror stories were actually happening in medical wards? This smaller chainsaw was actually seen as a safer alternative to the more dangerous C-section of the time. Imagine being a patient back then. It's enough to make anyone thankful for modern medical advances. So next time you see a chainsaw, just remember, it wasn't always just for lumberjacks. Googlet number 5, Flat Earth Conspiracy and Buzz Aldrin. The 1969 moon landing was one of humanity's greatest achievements, but not everyone believes it happened. Meet Bart Sibrel, a self-proclaimed flat earther and moon landing denier. He spent years hunting down astronauts, including Buzz Aldrin, asking them to swear on a Bible that they really went to the moon. Aldrin, famously unimpressed, responded with a quick jab, right to the face. When in doubt, a moon landing punch-out. Aldrin's like, "I went to the moon and I can prove it. On your face." Sibrel went so far as to follow Aldrin, calling him a liar and a coward. Finally, Aldrin decided enough was enough, and his punch went down in history. Aldrin wasn't arrested because, frankly, many people felt it was well-deserved. It's become one of the most infamous confrontations between science and conspiracy theories. That's it for today's episode of Googlets. We hope you enjoyed these strange yet true historical stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun facts every week and leave a comment with your favorite strange story from history. See you next time, Googlets fans.